22 minutes, 23 minutes of cancer. I think Andrew Wilson suddenly bouncing around Rogan and trigonometry despite being a C-tier E-celeb is proof there's conservatives pulling media strings behind the scenes. Yeah.
So describe to me
Andrew Wilson versus Konstantin kissing. All right, well, this one's about woman, I guess. Oh boy. Okay. Who knows? Who knows, bro? Oh my lord. Hey, Masaki, again, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Very good. Crash out early? Oh my god. Hopefully not. Okay, so a little bit of a context kind of thing, I guess, or whatever. So Andrew Wilson and Konstantin has debated. Konstantin is one of the co-hosts of the Trigonometry podcast, and Andrew Wilson is the host of his own show called The Crucible. All right. He is a debater primarily, Andrew Wilson, except that he's not very good at debating. He's good at debating in bad faith, but he's not good at debating in general. Okay, like he's good, like when it comes to data and statistics, facts and figures, he struggles a lot. Okay, not to mention that he's generally a very shitty person. He's a far right Christian nationalist. And Konstantin Kissing calls himself a moderate. But the truth is that they are conservative, all right? The truth is that they are conservative, okay? And they're just one of these dude bro podcasts that label themselves as centrists. You know, the Joe Rogan type, the one standing behind Donald Trump type, right? Anyway, yeah, let's get into it. This one is about women, whether or not women suffer more or men suffer more. If you think that this debate topic is stupid, it's because it is actually really stupid, okay? It's a really stupid debate topic, okay? Like it is. But yeah, okay, let's get into it.
So describe to me the America that you want. What does it look like? What are the...
You mean by tomorrow?
Well,
let's say I was king tomorrow.
Well, you seemed very keen on this idea, which you know, I'm sure you're excited about. What I mean is, ultimately, you want to transform America into something that it used to be, or that you'd like it to be, or whatever. Let's not argue about that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's just say you want America to be a certain way. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. What does it look like once you've got to that destination? Once you've got to that perfect America, which represents your values as someone who's really interested in Christianity being the dominant force in society? What can you do? What you can't? How is it different from what we have today?
Wait, why skip this? You shouldn't be skipping this. Wait, why skip this part? I'm actually kind of interested. What the fuck? This guy doesn't even have his coherent worldview defined sometimes. Like, nobody fucking knows. Full interview available. Oh, shit. Here we go. Wait, actually, no. I kind of want to listen to this section first. Okay? Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah,
I think.
Would women be allowed to vote?
I mean, to at least the degree that men are, but I don't want men to vote for the most part either. I don't think it's a great idea.
But it would be equal between men and women in your view. Really? It doesn't sound like it. If you want household, well, what I mean is, it sort of sounds.
Wait, so, wait, what?
Sounds like, well, forgive me if I'm misunderstanding this genuinely. You'd like people to get married and to vote as a household, which I imagine would kind of mean that the head of the family, which is the husband, would tend to decide that. And if a woman isn't married, presumably she wouldn't be getting a vote partly for that reason. Yeah. Is that fair?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, what's wrong with that system? Sounds great.
I'm just interested in exploring. Well, it sounds great to you. I'm just interested in...
The thing is like, it's really hard. It's really difficult. When people think of things like, what's the argument against this? This is an immutable character. How could you argue that women shouldn't be able to vote or that men shouldn't be able to vote? It's like, well, at our founding, they couldn't. Women could not vote.
Well, at your founding...
Oh my god! I can't, bro. I can't. You know what we also had? Slavery. Like, it's just... Oh, man. Oh, God. I had to suffer through this total loony.
As you said yourself, you had slavery, right? So things do change over time.
Yeah, sure, yeah. True.
Sure, but the thing is like...
Sometimes in a good direction.
Sure, and sometimes in a bad direction.
Oh, absolutely.
So the thing is like, the idea that they had there was that most men couldn't vote. There was no universal suffrage for men, including slaves, right? For the most part were men. And women couldn't vote because most people weren't allowed to vote. Now, the arguments against women voting are pretty simple. And the idea is landholdership and force. right? Can women utilize force in order to maintain land? The answer is no. Generally, that takes men. So the biggest, if you're looking at feminism, for instance, you had the anti-suffragettes and then the suffragettes. But the anti-suffragettes' arguments were way better. The argument was pretty simple. It just worked like this. You cannot erode or get rid of the patriarchy because you always have to appeal to it for your rights. And that's a fundamental truth. And since that's a fundamental truth...
That's not, I don't think that's what the anti-suffragettes were talking about, but I can fact check them. It's fine. What? Like what? What are you talking about? Okay, hold on, real quick. Anti-suffrage movement. Okay, anti-suffragettes. All right, tell me about anti-suffragettes. Okay, fuck it, whatever.
The women's anti-suffrage movement, which emerged in both the USA and Europe during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, opposed women's right to vote. Many anti-suffrage women believed that voting would undermine the natural distinction between male and female responsibilities. They felt that women's power lay in their moral superiority and their role in shaping homes, rather than in participating in the male...
Where?
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Okay. Hey, Moondra, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate that. Thank you.
...dominated political arena. Family stability. Some feared that women's voting would disrupt family structures, potentially leading to a breakdown in household harmony, as women would take on public responsibilities and...
Okay, great. So basically Andrew Wilson fucking lied, right? Because he said that the argument of the anti-suffragettes was like, oh, the patriarchy should always be in place or whatever the fuck, right? Like, oh, well, like the patriarchy is an answer for everything. This is not like, this is not the same argument that I'm hearing. Unless he's willing to elaborate that, oh yeah, the patriarchy is the system in which they are afraid of like being overturned or something.
...might neglect their domestic duties. Anti-suffragists argued that women's involvement in politics would expose them to corruption.
Was this recorded over a fucking cell phone? Like...
...and negatively affect their nurturing roles. They contended that women could better contribute to society through charitable...
Oh, dude, this is just like fucking, oh yeah, we don't want this to happen because we're afraid of the future type, like, it's just, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we're afraid of the future. Yeah. If you're an anti-suffragette as a woman, you would be the most cuck individual, okay, to ever exist ever, okay? You are the Uncle Tom of women, okay? You're Uncle Jane, okay? You're Aunt Jane, all right? You're not Antifa because Antifa is too cool, okay? You're Aunt Jane, all right? And we don't want you here. Like, you are a weirdo, okay? You would be a weirdo, in my opinion. Like, you would actually be fucking weird, okay? Yes.
...the vote unnecessary.
What the fuck?
The anti-suffrage sentiment in Europe paralleled developments in the US, with numerous women's organizations emerging in opposition to suffrage, particularly in the UK, France, and Germany.
What? I can't believe this is a real thing. I can't believe the suffragette movement was even a real thing. It wasn't even a movement. It was like a fucking reaction, wasn't it? Surprised they were right. Yes, they were. Okay, thank you, comment section. Okay. That shit did change and people like Drew are still bitter about it? Yeah. He's an incel. What do you want? He's probably gonna be single for the rest of his life, okay? Chill. Honestly, me too. I will die alone. Okay. I already see my future. Okay, I'm gonna die alone.
I've never seen a great reason why women should be able to vote, because they can vote to send men to war that they themselves do not have to go fight. They are not beholden to the draft.
You can also, yeah, but like that applies back to women, right? Like you can, like men, like in your world, if men vote, like men vote on like abortion and their bodies, right? Which are things that are essentially like things that they don't no longer have a say. Whatever. I don't know why I'm explaining this. This is obviously retarded, but
only men are. And they can say, well, you're not beholden to the draft, perhaps because you're too old for it, but you were beholden to the draft when you were not too old for it. So your time could have come.
Could you not flip this argument the other way around and say women are able to vote, men are able to vote on things that affect women that don't affect men?
Like?
Well, all kinds of things. For example, their right to vote. I mean, among other things. But, you know, things to do with sexual health, abortion, all kinds of things, right?
Well, I don't understand. Abortion does have to do with men.
Okay, fine. I mean, it does, but it has more to do with women because it affects them more directly. But lots of other things. I mean, men could pass a law that women have to wear.
Well, you don't even need to like, holy crap, there's a lot of water. Yeah, glug 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 glug. But like you don't even need to like make an argument for like you don't even, bro, like why can't you just then argue like women have no vote? like no say in their bodies, like none, like just none, no say in their bodies, really. Like what are you doing here, right? I don't know, fucking know, man, fuck me.
Headscarf, for example, right? So
Okay.
our votes affect each other.
Mhm.
That's not an argument to deny the
Can you
other
finish
sex
one
to
jog?
vote.
I have.
Oh, I don't
before.
understand.
Like women,
Then-
your argument is women can vote to send men to war, and
No,
my argument,
my argument is it's called force doctrine. My argument reduces to this: if you always have to
No, not the force doctrine. Oh no, bro.
appeal to one sex for your rights, right? Then why are you being
okay.
imbued with the responsibility of that at all? Because women have to appeal to men for their rights, and anytime men want to take rights away from women, they can, like that. And there's not a damn thing women can do about it. And if you want proof of that, let me show you half the world.
What rights? How they is a right like a physical object? Like, do you have to break into a museum to take women's rights? Like, if you were to ask, right? Like, if you were to ask like random men, hey, could you take away women's rights right now? How would they take away women's rights? You still have to vote, right? You still have to vote. You still have to like get it passed, right? Like, if you want to take away women's rights, how? Just how would you do it? How would you do it? Oh, so you're going to try to organize all the men into a force that is political or whatever the fuck. Okay, organizing isn't exactly a men only thing. I don't fucking know. It's just or sorry, that sounds a lot more effort than just simply going out and take it. How could they just possibly take it just by extending their arm out, right? It makes no sense, right? Like you're treating it as if like the rights of women is like a liquid resource. Like it's a gosh, what do you say? It's like something that is like fluid or something like just like as in you can just take it and whatever. Like what? Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, also like by the way, okay, and here's something that I'd be curious what Andrew Wilson's like answer is. If men can just simply take away women's rights, then why the fuck was the suffragette movement successful? And if your answer is, oh, it's because the men let them, why did the men let them? Like, wasn't the society that was working previously perfectly fine? Like, why exactly did the men allow them to gain rights? Wouldn't that kind of take away from men's rights, according to Andrew Wilson? So, like, I guess my curiosity is peaking, right? Is it just because men are corrupted by women? And it's just like, oh, well, you know, like, I just can't really... I don't know, man. This is all just very, very silly to me, you know, personally speaking, but whatever.
Anytime collectively men say women have no rights, they don't have any. And that's that. And there's not a damn thing that they can do about it. So the idea that they can erode the patriarchy or remove...
Like, this is obviously not a serious argument, right? Like, you can make like arguments on literally any other like topic, okay? And it would make more like it would have more like substance than whatever this is, okay? Why do you have 3 half-empty water bottles? Oh, sometimes I forget that I finished something halfway and then I had to like finish the other one or whatever. Yeah, like sometimes I forget that I'm already in the middle of a water bottle, but
the patriarchy, or in some way
you're welcome.
Get away from the patriarchy to be strong, independent women is nonsense. They're just always appealing to the benevolence of men, always. And so I don't even understand what the purpose is of the vote for women. What is it?
Oh,
we can literally, via force, take it.
Andrew have to appeal to everyone else for his rights? Yeah, that too, right? I mean, one has to wonder, why don't we like live in the fucking Viltrumite Empire? I don't fucking know. It's like, yeah, I wonder. Someone should ask Andrew whether or not he's watched Invincible.
Never we want anyway. What is the point here?
Well, I would imagine the point is to include the voice of half the population, which is naturally set on different priorities to those of men. And since we live in a society which is half female, it would be worthwhile to include their perspective.
Also, how do you make like Konstantin look like a fucking progressive lib? Okay, Konstantin, he's like a moderate he's like a Republican masquerading. He's like a conservative, hardcore conservative masquerading as a moderate. And like, how do you make him look like a hippie
In how we make decisions.
Why does voting?
Because it affects them as much as it affects us.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm not sure if Mr. like can't open the pickle jar like has a right to tell the rest of us how we should live society. Now, for context, okay, Andrew Wilson has had substantial trouble opening a pickle jar on the Whatever podcast, and ever since then he's been hounded by the allegations, the hardcore allegations of him not being able to open a pickle jar. Meanwhile, like they handed it to the woman, the same pickle jar by the way, and the woman opened it in like 2 seconds. Very embarrassing, okay, very cringe. loser individual.
Let me ask you a question. Are you aware that in the United States,
might makes right can't open the pickle jar? Like,
we
okay.
abolished alcohol
For a period of time. I've seen some movies about how that went.
Who got that amendment passed?
I don't know.
Women.
Okay. Oh, no. If you want to have an
Right, hang
argument
on.
about our disagreements with how women choose to vote,
No.
There's not
They
much
couldn't vote.
Oh, I see.
Wait, so you wait.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
They couldn't vote.
But
they still got that amendment passed.
okay.
The idea that women did not have influence or do not have influence.
What? He's trying to say, no, the more he speaks, the more he sounds insane and unhinged. Sabil, thank you so much for the tier 1. I appreciate that. Like, he sounds insane. He sounds like unhinged. I don't know, man.
Influence or don't have moral influence on society because they can't vote is stupid.
Like, what?
So what's wrong with formalizing
Oh, yeah. Picklegate, Jargate, Picklegate.
that in the form of a vote?
Well, I just told you the very idea that women, well, like, let's start with this. Do you want women to be able to get drafted in the military?
Yeah, yes, me too.
I personally don't. No.
Why?
I want them.
Why?
No, stop. Okay. As a feminist myself, I think equal rights mean equal fights. Okay. If we want to strive towards a more equal society, I think we should have women. We should sign women up. Okay. I think we should sign women up. Fuck it. I'll bite this bullet. Why? My confusion is like, why isn't Konstantin biting this bullet? Like, what a weird fucking thing. Like, fuck it. Like, if we want, like, again, like, if I want like an equal society, yeah, I don't see why not. Fuck it. They can be female drone operators, right? Yeah, female drone operators.
Because I've never really thought about it, but it's just an instinctive reaction, actually. I'd have to think about the exact reason, but I just don't think combat is what men do, I guess. It's a very simplistic way of saying it. And there'll be women who I can kick your ass, and there are women like that, right?
Agreed. But not generally.
Oh no, I mean, like, Andrew, you can get pushed over by a fucking, like, dude, if you can't even open the pickle jar, okay, it's like looking really rough for you, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest here, okay? Like you are, okay? Like if you cannot open the pickle jar, it is over for you, okay? It is over for you, all right? Mods, play the pickle jar clip. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go get my food. Be right back. Give me a second. Here we go. I don't fucking. Okay, sorry. Just had to get some egg rolls. Okay. Not all rolls are combat rolls. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can let the men be the Marines. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that, man. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with men serving on the front lines. Okay. How about that? All that water maker tinkle. What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay. Hold on. This was okay. This.
Yes.
It's easier because it's an olive jar, though. Wait,
My nail is fucking me up.
Yes, I do have a source for that. If you would like it, it's from the NIS. Anybody can find it. I just cited all of the statistics on it yesterday. Uh-oh. Come on, you can do it.
Put it right side up. Just
You can
so
do it.
doesn't
You
spill
got
on you.
this.
All right, bro, I can't do it. Here.
All right. Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure she opened it later, but
You,
you know.
I guess yeah. Andrew, go ahead.
I'm supposed
Andrew!
to open the pickle jar?
Good luck.
It's like
Oh, he's so
Yeah.
Oh,
scared.
jeez.
I do. This seems a little immature. No.
He's so
the guy
scared.
sent $1,000.
Yeah, but it seems slightly immature.
It's all fucking
It's just
slick
for,
now.
it's a little.
See,
little
it
fun.
is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either.
Well, your hand greased the whole top of it.
My hand are fine. Here, high five.
It
My shit is
literally-
hard as fuck.
It's look, feel it. Isn't that greasy?
It was like that already. Oh my god.
No,
you're
it
ridiculous.
wasn't. You greased the top.
Use
Oh
your
my
shirt.
Jesus,
Use your
Andrew.
shirt.
My God, Andrew, can you just like please stop whining like a loser for like 5 seconds, please? Like you are such a loser, bro. Like, come on, come the fuck on, man. Grab a hold of yourself, man.
If you can't open the olive jar, you cannot
Here,
blame my
while we're doing
hand.
olive jar.
If you're so strong, you should open it.
Yeah, I got to be able to grip it.
Okay, we'll grip it. Let's
It's
go.
literally slippery.
Uh-oh.
Grab me a paper towel so I can dry the top of it off.
Okay, once the top is
Oh
ready.
my
do we now
God.
need to allow her another opportunity with the
Yeah, give her the
towel?
paper towel so
Give her
that.
the
No,
paper
I think
towel.
you should do it, Andrew. You're the big strong man. There you go. Come on.
Here, I'm gonna. We got some
Red
chats
Fox
while they're working on
donated
that. Red
$100.
Fox, thank you.
Deontology
Oh my God.
prioritizes intent, but threshold exceptions introduce consequentialist reasoning.
I'll let
Hang
you
on.
go first if you want.
No, Andrew, I greased it all up. There you
Rules are
go.
absolute. Introducing a threshold is ad hoc.
Red Fox, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
I can't grip the fucker.
Uh-oh.
Like, I got to have a way to grip it.
Jungle.
Andrew, I'm sorry. It's not.
My finger.
Same motherfucker. This is the same motherfucker who believes in the Force doctrine. He can't even open a pickle jar. Like, everybody's insecurity is just a compensation for like everyone's beliefs is a compensation for their insecurity.
Slip
What a
right off the
backfire.
lid. My fingers are literally slipping off the lid. I just can't grip it.
You know what? Maybe the olive jars are harder than the pickle jars.
They're not hard to open, but I can't grip the
Oh,
fucking
me?
thing.
Watch this shit.
So you can't blame me for my greasy fingers now. Like, God.
It's still greasy. The top of it's like,
You tried it with like 4
feel
million
it yourself.
elves.
Tell me
Should
I'm
I
wrong.
you know what?
Is that not greasy and
It is actually a
sticky?
little greasy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking greasy.
I'm gonna let.
But it's the top, not the
Lulu
sides.
donated $200.
Lulu, thank you for this.
Katara, you got good morals,
who's
but you're not
Katara?
engaging with Andrew on the level in which he's challenging you.
Oh, he's calling me.
Here,
You're
you know what? Let me
thinking
Yeah,
too
this
much
is
about
not
the
openable.
ideas you believe in.
Fucking Fort
Read
Knox.
the philosophy book.
Here, go.
Yeah, just can't grip the
Okay, now I want it to be
I got
open. It's
this,
like pissing me
boys.
pisses
off.
me off.
Yeah, I know.
Should
it's
we have
fine,
Jake
it's
try?
fine.
You'll see the same thing. It's
Come
just
on, bro.
greasy.
It is.
See? It's
My
fucking
hands slide
greasy.
it.
It
My
just
hands
slides
slide
off
it.
of it, yeah.
Okay.
It's just too fucking greasy.
Yeah, you know what?
You'll get the same thing. Come in here, Jake. You think, come on, you'll see for yourself. You can't get your fucking hand on it. Try it. Nah, you fucker. That was bullshit. Bullshit.
Well, technically, Andrew, you have to suck his dick now, okay? Because he's the one that opens the jar, and because you can't open the jar, by first doctrine, you have to suck his dick. Well, what are you waiting for? Get your knee pads. What are you waiting for? You have to suck his dick now. Come on, Andrew.
Shit. I loosened it for you.
I just want to say for record.
We got a little olive juice. Let's get off the table. All right, guys. So we have pickle jars for each of you.
Doesn't someone have to pay an additional $1,000 for me to open?
How do you know
another
they
pickle jar?
didn't?
Well, because it said it on. It says it on the screen.
That doesn't mean he shows every single.
He's scared.
All right, just go ahead and give it. And we've given you if you need to wipe it down or whatever.
I can't do this with my nails on, but okay. All right, I didn't get it.
Give it another. Come on.
No, it's
Gotta
so
tap.
Doing, bro.
You got to tap it. All right. Let's see. Do it on the table if you can.
Oh shit!
Wait, put it on the table. Put it on the table.
Like 2 seconds, bro. 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I got myself.
Oh no. There we go. Okay.
Just gotta be able to
Wow. You
grip
know
the
you.
fuck-
He won. He won. I'm sorry. Yeah, anyway. This is the same motherfucker arguing that women should not vote.
What I am not against women serving
what?
in the military if that's what they choose to
Yeah,
do.
but what about the draft though?
But I don't think they should be compelled to. No.
But men should.
I think in some circumstances, yes. Like when the survival of the country is at stake.
So women get a privilege men don't get.
Sure. Why?
And-
Then
and
men
so-
get certain privileges
But
too.
so why do they have equal rights? No. What privileges? Name a single privilege men get that women don't have access to. What?
You mean legislative?
Anything. Like literally
What,
anything.
in life?
Any aspect, whether it be governmental, social, women have all the privilege.
All the privileges.
Oh yeah. Hey, when the Titanic goes down, who gets on the lifeboat?
Yeah, but that's a very narrow context. Or who dies in childbirth, right? Like, I mean, come on, we're different, and we
Almost no women die in childbirth anymore.
some still do.
Sure, but I mean,
Right.
some people die.
They're just
they
like,
die
I
in
mean, there's
car
probably more
accidents,
women
things
that
like
die in childbirth in America than people who die on the Titanic in the modern
Yeah,
age,
is
right?
childbirth avoidable? You just don't have sex, right?
I'm sorry. The reason why women shouldn't vote is because women got to be on the Titanic first. On the Titanic lifeboat first. Oh, man. Okay.
No, but what I'm saying is there are outcomes that are better for men in life and for women, and that's a fundamental difference between men and women.
Yeah, I
Reflective of
understand,
our
but
different
I'm talking
biology.
about privilege. What are any? Can you give me any privilege at all that men have that women don't? Whereas I can give you tons of privileges that women have that men don't. That's what I'm asking.
Privilege. Well, I mean, the privilege concept outside the legislative framework is a difficult one.
Even inside of it, I'm asking for both. Either any, in fact.
Men don't have to deal with misogyny. I mean, it's a really simple thing, but you'd be surprised how many people don't get it. It doesn't take that long to come up with one.
I don't
Oh my
have the
God.
data on all this stuff, but I would assume there are contexts in which men are more likely to be employed for a certain thing because they're more likely to be perceived as authoritative, as leaders, things like that. Although that has changed with the kind of woke agenda of the last 10 years.
And it works both ways. Like, for instance, preschool teachers.
Yeah.
I would assume that people would vastly prefer that their
I
kid
would.
go to
Come
a
on,
woman, right?
Konstantin.
So it seems like that privilege is striped across the board. So, like, what is the? Why is it that women get all of the equality right? But also get all the privilege. That doesn't seem right to me. That seems like it's backwards. So like, I'm still waiting to hear from anybody ever. What are these? What are these?
Well, this is the easiest argument to win, and Konstantin is like throwing it, bro. Like actually just throwing it. It's so stupid. Like it's so like literally right off the bat. Like the reason why there's incentive programs in the first place, like you're saying that, oh yeah, they come from a position of privilege, but like in actuality, right? Like it comes from a position of trying to make up lost ground, essentially. That is a better way to put it, right? But in addition, right? Men don't have to deal with sexual harassment in the workplace. Meanwhile, like there are plenty of stories of like women dealing with sexual harassment in the workplace. Like this is like, I don't know, man. It's just like, this is just all very fucking common sense type shit. I don't fucking know.
Privileges men have over women versus what women have over men. So if you can go and you can be drafted, you can be sent off to war, right? And women can't, but they can vote to send you off to war. How is that not something which fundamentally needs to be addressed immediately? That seems to me like it's completely lopsided, and it's giving one class of people a significant privilege over another.
So if we allowed women to be drafted, you'd be happy with them having one?
Well, see, now we come into pragmatic problems, though. The reason that you said earlier, I'm against women being drafted, is because they can't really serve in combat roles, only in support roles.
You don't think that they can be a communicator, like operating radios or even flying drones and whatever? Do you think that the only roles in the military is combat? You think that when people you think that when people are drafted back then for the wars from back then, that like there's no men that have to like serve as a translator, or no men that have to serve as a more backline role, somebody who files papers, a clerk maybe? Like really? Like you don't think that there's anybody who serves in these roles who is still in the military? Like you think a military is functional without these roles? They're necessary, right? I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like I think women need to be drafted. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, all right. Like I'm a pro woman drafter. Okay.
Draftees of men would have to serve in combat roles. The
Like
reason
what?
women don't do well in combat roles is because, well, driving tanks is hard work.
I served in 7th Infantry as a mortarman. It was basically 7-1. Yeah, but like you're basically, I don't know what argument maybe you're not making any argument, but like, yeah, I mean, like it just shows that women are still able to serve in these positions, right? It doesn't have to be a majority. It doesn't have to be all of them, right? Like nobody is saying that. Nobody's saying, well, they ought to be like most of the crew, right? Most of the crew. So it's like, bro, like there just needs to be one person. Okay. Yeah, sure. Maybe. Right? That's fine.
It takes muscles.
Like even among men, okay? Even among men, okay, just to be very clear, even among men, like even among men, it's like some men are going to be more strong than other men. The stronger man is probably going to take up a different role than somebody who has less muscles, right? Yeah, like even among men, there are differences that you have to account for combat roles, right? Yeah, you wouldn't send like a scrawny motherfucker out to the front lines, right?
And you gotta...
Our paper in my graduate studies that the RAF should be gender neutral. I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, sure. Oh, draft. I mean draft, right? Yeah.
run the shells, and you have to carry hundreds of pounds of equipment.
Also, by the way, the gender gap is like closing hard as fuck. Like in terms of in terms of the shit, man. Like yeah.
With you, and you have to do all of this type of thing.
closing.
And generally speaking, women are
Anybody can pull a trigger now. Okay, I'm just saying.
equipped for it, which is why we've never had a female Navy SEAL to date, even though they've been trying for like 25 years. We still haven't had a single
I
one.
can't, man. I can't.
do the job.
This is so stupid, bro.
Now, what people always do is point to outliers, right? Well, some women can do it. That's true. Some can't, but in general, they can't.
I guess, but when you vote for a government, you don't vote whether to go for war or not. It's the government that makes the decision. There's plenty of people who voted for Donald Trump and are absolutely disgusted that he is...
I'm not surprised that Konstantin Kisin and like the other motherfucker that cannot be remembered. I'm not surprised that they have such shit arguments. Like these are some of the most like shit arguments I have ever heard. Like in terms of like going against like Andrew Wilson. Okay, like I think if anything, like these moderates, like this is the thing about these moderates. Okay, they're designed to make the conservatives look good. It's all part of the propaganda machine, right? Somebody has to like softball the interview so then Andrew Wilson actually looks good. right? Like that's the entire point of this. And also they don't want to drive away any potential guests that could come on, right? So yeah, no, there's like multiple layers to this, right? Yeah, whatever. All right, wearing makeup, you're glowing tonight. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. No, I'm not. I never wear makeup. I'm not joking. I never wear makeup, okay? You can choose not to believe it, but
Started a war with Iran.
I thought government was force. We all agreed on that, right? Government's force. Like ultimately, that's what it reduces to. So you say you're voting for force, and you're voting for force use. Why does the United States have a massive military? Well, because we're going to use it. That's why we're going to use it. Why do we have a draft? Well, because
red.
we're going to use
It's just
that
the
too,
contrast,
and have
man.
used it. So the thing is that a lot of what we're voting on is force. We're trying to protect our nation from all foreign threats, right? That's why we have this massive military. That's why we have a draft. That's why we have the potential for mass combat. That's why we entered in World War II, right? It's why we entered, and there was a draft then. And we're going to institute a draft at some point again, likely. It's more likely than not. At some point, we're going to do it. So the thing is like, why do women get exempt from that? And if it's the case that you don't want them exempt from that, why is it that they don't go right to the front lines then and battle it out, like draftees have at least the potential to? Well, that's a fundamental privilege that is not being addressed, right? And yet women have the vote. Doesn't seem like they care too much about men's rights, even though we're supposed to care about theirs. Seems like they have a lot of privilege.
what the fuck? Yeah, of course. They're gonna care about what's missing, not what's already there, right? Like this is all part of the equation. And also, not only that, woman 100% cares about men's rights. What are you talking about? Like the most, if you're not a true feminist unless you're able to like actually sympathize with the male struggle. Like I wouldn't consider you to be a real feminist until you know like how much males suffer as well. Like there are male specific gender struggles. Like if you like, you wouldn't be a true feminist unless like, to me at the very least, unless you're able to like understand that. Yeah, because I don't think women that hate men, okay, I don't think these people will ever understand. Like these people, like, yeah, like of course if you're talking about like, these people who are like diabolical, you know, I fully agree with that, right? Like people who people who will say that, oh yeah, men suffer from no issues. Yeah, I have an issue with that. That's not true. Single white men have the highest rate of suicide than any other like group of people, period. Like full stop. Okay, but why is that the case? Well, it's because they're very, very lonely. Well, why? Because, you know, life is a little bit, you know, life, oftentimes for these people, life doesn't really have that much meaning, you know, like they don't really have that much emotional support. Men have to face stuff like that all the time. No intimacy with their friends, no intimacy with their partners. This is like something that has always been, that's a thing, okay? So the idea that like, yeah, I don't know, man, it's just like, yeah.
Is that fair, Andrew? I think a lot of women care about men's rights, actually. Look, there's a vocal minority which say that they don't and they hate men, and look, we know those type of women. But let's be honest, a lot of women care about men's rights. They do.
Give me like 3 of the most prominent ones you can think of.
Who care about men's rights? Well,
do you have to name them? Do you have to name them? Like, can you think of people who are trying to like push forward, like, how do you say it? Like, can you like, because this is such an unreasonable ask, right? Like, you can definitely say that, like, oh, in general, this movement advocates for something, right? Without you needing to name like 3 people. Like, I don't think you knowing 3 names will indicate anything, literally anything about like what you're, yeah, exactly. Name every single song ass argument. Exactly. Right. And by the way, like if like Konstantin and trigonometry are actually like good debaters in any way, they should be able to point this out. Okay. They should be able to point this out. But like, just because they're like shit debaters, shit people, no hoes, no money, no wives, absolute loser, you know, just because of that, like they are unable to like do anything. It's just so cringe, dude. It's, yeah.
I'm trying to think now, but
well, I mean, we've had feminists on the show who are feminists, like Louise Perry, for example. They're a different type of feminists to the idiots that you'd be spending your time arguing with. But
you only name one.
People who have a very sensible.
Like you don't even need to name many. Don't play his game. The question isn't even necessary. It's just like it's like you should be pointing out what a stupid fucking question that is. And yeah, Foodshops, name every single food. Yeah, exactly. Like what the fuck? Oh, you're a lesbian? Name every woman. Oh, you're gay. Name every man. Like what? Yeah.
Yeah, lots of people.
What
like that. By the way,
madness.
coming back, not to change subject, but coming back to your point. I mean, one of the things that doesn't make a lot of sense to me is, for example, yes, it's true, men serve in combat roles and women don't, but women bear children and men don't, and there's a huge disadvantage in all sorts of societal outcomes from a materialistic career perspective to spending the time to bear the child and then to nurture that child, right? So
What? Like what?
Well,
that's backwards.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
The gender pay gap discussion, which is kind of stupid in a lot of areas, is actually a reflection of the fact that there is a motherhood gap in lifetime earnings, which is if you're a woman who bears children and then
Take
looks
more
after them.
time off and
Well, simple. If you think that's unfair, then we should also give the man the time off as well. Okay, fuck it, right? And you think I'm against this? You think I'm against this? I think that the man should also take time off because guess what? A lot of men these days, they actually unironically take care of the baby all the fucking time. Okay? As gender roles change, so do responsibility. Okay? Now more than ever, there's going to be people who are sharing in that responsibility rather than divvying it up between genders, right? There's going to be men who are going to be, all right? And by the way, yeah, I am arguing on behalf of men. I don't even care if you use that time to take care of the kids or not. I don't give a fuck. Okay? I think that what's fair is fair. Okay, if you have a kid, you're gonna get paternity leave time. Okay, I don't give a fuck. Okay, yeah, of course. Like, yeah, just because, like, again, right? Like, you have to acknowledge that there are some things that, yeah, men do actually maybe deserve, right? That's fine. That's okay. Whatever, man. Like, it's so stupid. Like, all of this is just really retarded, man.
You take time off, then over the course of your life,
less overtime.
Yeah, you will earn less. So that would be one disadvantage that I could give you, where women contribute a different thing. So you might say, well, men get drafted, women carry children.
It's not a disadvantage.
What do you mean?
Oh no! Oh, they have to stay at home. Oh, and raise their kids. Where's the disadvantage again? The man's in the.
Oh no! The men get drafted. Where's the disadvantage?
They die.
Okay.
They get shot in the face.
Yeah, and women earn less money over the course of their lives and have to carry a thing.
They earn more.
He's so fucking mad. Andrew, what's
risk to their life potentially.
I mean, like honestly, like
what they have instead is they now don't have to pay for daycare and they can depend on somebody else's income, which is taking care of them. Oh, that's terrible. Oh my God. You get to stay at home and you don't have to do anything except raise your kid. Wow. And by the way, they're putting their kids on a bus almost every morning to go to a public school. They don't even have them for 8 hours out of the day most of the time. So like, how is this the most incredibly difficult job ever, or in some way requires them to have they're the ones who are privileged? You know, there's an old comedian who made this joke, and I agree with it. Any job you can do in your pajamas can't be that hard.
Bill Burr, favorite comedian of ours, but
okay, it can't be that hard.
He was joking though, knowing Bill, and now that he's married with kids, I think his perspective's changed somewhat. But I guess
I'm married with kids.
Right, you're married. You watched your wife carry the baby or babies inside her for 9 months. Like, that's a big deal.
Sure.
So I guess that to me would be one example versus the hypothetical risk of once every 50 years you get drafted.
In a 2-income household, it's a privilege that women get to stay at home. It's a privilege.
But we're not talking about staying at home. We're talking about carrying the child.
Yeah, but the child has to be raised.
And most women in America then go back to work.
Yeah.
At a disadvantage, as we just
Well, that's not a
established.
disadvantage, though, right? They don't have to have children. You have to go out for a draft.
I'm a combat veteran. There are less of us than support service members. Us combat guys are treated as the others, essentially, on the Marines. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like an important, like, because a single fucking, like, soldier, okay? Because a single fucking soldier out on the front lines, like, they're probably carrying, like, tens of thousands of dollars of equipment, like, on one person. And, like, you're carrying, like, what, around, like, 50 pounds, 60 pounds on your persons? Like, I'm pretty sure somebody did, like, a test, and I'm pretty sure, like, I'm pretty sure, like, the medieval knight will carry less than the average soldier. Insane. Absolutely insane. I didn't even know about that. Insane, isn't it? Konstantin missed out on the sick burn saying you watch your wife carry someone's babies for 9 months. Well, yeah, but like it has to be within context, right? You can just like make a burn out of nowhere, right? Yeah. Also, you're a combat veteran? Scrolling? You're a combat veteran. Pretty fucking cool, dude. Awesome. So we have an actual veteran in here.
Well, women do have to
Like a
have
veteran
children for our society to reproduce.
Well, they're not. So.
Well, I mean, they are.
I mean, they're definitely
Your wife
not.
is, my wife is.
Yeah, but what's the birth?
Yes, 0331 USMC OIF OEF. I have no idea what that means, but I'm just going to assume that's true.
Rate. We're under replacement levels.
I know, but you're talking about a side argument. What I'm saying is, in a
for every combat veteran, there are 7 logistics support personnel. I think. Wait, you operated artillery, right, Bob? You operated artillery. Wait, so that technically also counts as a combat veteran, right? I'm assuming, yeah, because that is still technically like active combat, right? Yeah. But yeah,
society
Mortars,
that
yeah.
wants to reproduce,
Yeah.
men have to go to war and women have to bear the children.
That's true.
And so why don't we just say, well, the men go to war, the women have children, that's why they both
When
have a
are they
say.
going to start?
Also, not only that, like you can tell how little like Andrew Wilson understands the military in general. Like he doesn't have an accurate idea or anything to portray like the way that the modern day military operates. Like modern day military isn't just like men meeting on the battlefield. That's not how it works. Like I'm sorry, like it's a very infantile idea that has already been abandoned many years ago. Like it's just not a thing that is a thing. Okay, like it's not men on the battlefield anymore. It is like it's drone operators and special operations that hit hard and fast, and it's about trying to analyze the situation and blah 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 blah. Right? These are things that are much more. And you do not send in people. Okay, from what I know, I think you do not send in people until you're absolutely for certain that they are necessary. Right? Like you do not send in people unless you know for certain that they're going to be safe and it's going to be like a surefire mission, right? Like something that it's going to be a successful mission. Like you're not going to be risking that, right? Of course, right? So it's like it's such a stupid point. Like most of the time, like people probably fucking stay on the fucking like behind the lines all the fucking time. Like how many people do you think are in like active combat? Like it's so stupid. Like all of this is so retarded, man. I fucking hate this guy. Oh my god, it's so cringe. It's just so cringe, man. I'm pretty sure like when Donald Trump took office, one of the top generals, some of the top generals were women, right? So it's not like women can like do they need brawn in order to command troops? In order to be qualified commanders? Like what a weird fucking like what are we talking about, man? I don't know. Man.
Having the
It's so
children
stupid.
part of this?
Like it's not like these you think like it's not like these generals are going to be like participating in hand-to-hand combat, right? Like none of them are going to be participating in hand-to-hand combat. Like probably none of the generals are going to be participating in any of that, right? Like they probably had their fair share maybe at some point, but like of course, but like like you realize like you can just like be behind and fucking strategize and shit, right? It's so stupid, man.
I mean, my wife's doing it.
Yeah, but
Your
I
wife's
mean,
doing it, so shouldn't they have the right to
Wait,
vote?
men-
You're
men-
not fucking fighting.
He's operating off of a Hollywood portrayal of military when John Wayne was a starring role. Yes, exactly. It's like I don't know, man. It's like watching. Also, not only that, okay. Again, all right. Not everybody is a Marine. Not everybody in the military is a Marine. Like these roles don't have to necessarily be filled by women. Okay. Like for example, and you'll find this prudent. Women. All right, women can. I'm pretty sure women can also be fucking fighter pilots, right? Because it's not like that requires any kind of like martial strength or martial arts or like overpowering strength, right? Like that's not a thing, right? So yeah, like why were you pretend? Like it's so stupid. Like all of this is just so stupid, man. I don't know, man. It's oh my god, oh lord. Okay, if anybody's like an actual combat veteran, can you guys like you guys are welcome to come in and tell me how much like Andrew Wilson is wrong, okay? Because yeah, if there's like 2 combat veterans in here, I would love to hear your perspective, like over voice. But yeah, not trying to cause problems, but I'm curious to see if you would contest with the argument that women change the dynamic on squad levels argument. Well, then I mean that sounds like a fucking skill issue. Well, here's the thing, okay? Like squad dynamics are pretty important. Like you have to have a sense of loyalty, right? If somebody doesn't want to fight, that can fuck up the entire squad dynamic because one person who lets down the team puts the rest of the team at risk. So like in a way, yeah, that's important. But so obviously, like if you have a bunch of misogynistic men with one woman on there, right? Yeah, that's the only thing. But I'm pretty sure, like again, discrimination is not allowed in the U.S. military. Okay, you're going to be forced to work along these people using very strict like protocol and scrutiny and whatever the fuck, right? You're not going to be let off the hook off of like using proper language, right? Like you're just going to be, yeah, I don't, again, okay, it's not like the women are going to be doing anything weird either, right? Because they're not allowed to. Like, none of these people are allowed to, okay? When you sign your papers away to the military, to like the fucking motherfucker at the mall, okay, you're signing your life away, okay? you're no longer a person with autonomy, okay? You are a slave. You are a slave to the US military, okay? Until you're done. Until you're done, you are going to be a slave to the US military. That's it, okay? It comes with lots of benefits, okay? Yeah, you become a property, exactly. It comes with lots of benefits, right? Like for example, you can get your law school paid, right? You're gonna get the rest of your life living kind of large. You're gonna be living large, okay, for the rest of your life. That's true, okay. But like during that period in which you are actually like within the military, you are effectively signing your life away. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And you know what? If a man cannot control themselves around a fucking woman, do you know what happens to that man? I'm pretty sure some reprimanding goes on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, you're not allowed to be fucking weird as shit like that. Yeah. God, like, what else is there? Oh yeah, by the way, part of the reasons why, like, you're dishonorably charged, or sorry, part of the reason why, like, there's a lot of, why, like, your life is signed away is because, like, you can leave if you want to. You'll just be dishonorably charged. What that means is that, like, you might as well be on the sex offender list. You'll never get a job. Okay, it's very hard to get a job if you're dishonorably charged. Like, basically, it's effectively signing your life away. Okay, it's either you will stay in the military or dishonorable charge, like discharge or whatever the fuck, right? Which means the rest of your life is going to be living hell. Okay,
Or are you?
anyway.
Men, well,
Nor am
but
I.
is there the potential?
Unless they changed it, women being essayed in the military was seen as a hazard of the job. Freaking crazy. It is. And there is still trouble today. Okay, like, don't get me wrong. There is still that today. Like, today there are still, like, these kinds of issues. Like, they persist to this day. It's a slow process to improve. But it has improved over time. Okay? But Tectone's dad certainly does not help. Am I right, guys? Oh, meow. Okay. Dishonorable discharge for Andrew is when he's essaying his wife. Probably, yeah. Damn.
Random curiosity. Why are there 6 jugs of water around the same content in the background?
You know what? At this point, I'm just gonna say my reasoning is it makes me feel like a man. Okay, does that help?
For that through the draft?
Well, like just the potential for them to have children. You say they're not. Well, I could say you're not being drafted. Same thing.
No, you can't. It's not. There is no equivalency, and I can point out the distinction.
Yeah, the compulsion thing.
The compulsion, yes.
But for a society to work, men have to go to war and women have to have kids.
I agree, but you need to get to the they're having kids part before you can tell me that there's some equivalency to men being drafted, because they're not having kids.
And you're not being drafted.
But I can be compelled because I've signed up for the draft. Where have they signed up to have kids?
Well, yeah, like you're compelled to sign up for the draft. Also, by the way, like I would love to see the way that Andrew Wilson like says this. Okay, so what if men can also give birth? Okay, there's some animal species in which men can give birth. Like, it's not entirely out of the equation. Okay, so if men can give birth eventually, okay, impreg, all right. Like, do you think that maybe like things are gonna be a little bit different, or would you like still have the same beliefs? It's such a stupid point. Like, I don't know, man. Like in the future, we may even we may not even have women give birth, okay? Like, birth is such an arduous process and fucks with your body so fucking hard that, like, why the fuck would you ever, like, I don't know, like, yeah, again, right? Like, it could entirely be the case, by the way, it can entirely be the case that in the future, in the far, far future, okay, like, humans are growing in vats, right? If humans are growing in vats, then why the fuck there's no need to, like, fucking, childbirth, yeah.
I think this is a splitting hairs argument.
I think it's not. I think that the idea that my children can be drafted, or I could be drafted even at my age because perhaps I have knowledge which would be useful to the United States military. They could do it in 5 seconds. They could bring me on. In Ukraine, they draft 60-year-old men, okay? If they need you, they're going to take you, and you can peel potatoes or whatever it is they need, right?
Peeling potatoes, that is something that women can do. That is something women in the military can do. You think, okay, because you're making fun of the people who peel the potatoes, okay? But you know what? Don't go around complaining, okay? Just don't go around complaining when you're looking for your potatoes and you can't find your potatoes, okay? All right? You're laughing at the potato peelers, but who do you think feeds the Marines? Who do you think feeds the Marines? Who do you think makes the food for the Marines? I'm waiting. Who is the one that like looks at the equipment necessary to make sure the Marines have everything in check, aka logistics? Who do you think is in charge of that? Do you need a man to do that job? You don't, right? Such a stupid, retarded. Fuck, I fucking hate this guy. He's so stupid, man. This guy's so motherfucking stupid, bro. Give me a break. Yeah.
Women do not have to do that. They do not have to sign up for selective service.
Yeah.
They're not compelled and will never be
It's asymmetrical
compelled.
in that way.
They can avoid pregnancy, though, right? And if you're saying that they have a duty
No,
to have children.
I'm not saying they have a duty.
But you have a duty to go fight a war if you get drafted.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Th-
And this
that-
is fair
that-
how?
that's
Where
the
do we get to the
asymmetry.
fairness?
Well, not everything has to look exactly symmetrical. But your argument initially was, where's a privilege that men enjoy and women don't? Well, I would argue in a functioning society where we want to reproduce, women end up with the burden of childbearing and child rearing in a way that men don't. I think it's a fairly simple and obvious argument, right?
And yet they're privileged when it comes to custody and divorces. They're privileged when it comes to child support. They're privileged when it comes to alimony. They're privileged when it comes to all of these things. They have every advantage when it comes to having the child. And so it's like,
It's
no.
a different argument. Now, what I'm saying is the burden of bearing the child is uniquely with women in the same way that the burden of fighting in war is uniquely with men.
Every debate featuring Andrew should have the pickle jar and shot. Yeah, I agree. Okay, like if anybody like here gets into a debate with Andrew Wilson again, like what I'm asking is like very, very simple. Okay, I'm just asking you to have a pickle jar in the background. Okay, don't explain where it comes from. Don't explain whether or not it's always been there. Okay, just have the pickle jar in the background. Okay, just see the way that he reacts. We have to know. I have to know. Okay, I have to know whether or not people will react to it. Okay, if I do not know, I'm not going to be satisfied. I need to know. Okay, you need to have a pickle jar in the background.
So it's an ontological argument. The nature of woman is to have children. Nature of men is to go to war.
Right, and so
Then the woman needs to be fulfilling her nature then, right?
well, my woman is, and so is yours,
Yes,
right?
but most
So
women-
I would insist for my woman to have the right to
my
vote on
God,
that basis.
your
And she's
mom
contributing, frankly, at this point, way more than I am.
Drafting's collective, right?
Yeah,
So then the duty's collective?
yeah.
Then why isn't childbirth?
It kind of is, isn't it? Like these days, you think that, like, for example, the coworkers that I knew when I was like, still in the industry, okay, the coworkers that I knew, all right, they share the burden. They do, okay? Because do you know why? Because they want to be there for the baby too. You think that these men don't want to be there for the baby? You think that the woman is the only one that wants to be there for the baby? Really, right? Like the men want to be present there too. They want to be there. They want to be present. Okay, I'm sorry. Things are improving, not for the worse, but for the better. Okay.
I don't understand. You're saying for women to
What a
have the right to
retard,
vote,
man.
they must
Fuck
have a
this guy.
duty to bear children.
Yeah, well, if you're saying that there's a duty for men to go to war, and you're saying that the reason that they do is because that's their ontological nature, and the ontological nature of women is to have children, okay, I can concede that argument. But we just ran into a problem then, because if one is collective and then the other is collective, why do I have to fulfill my duty, but they don't have to fulfill theirs?
Well, I never said that. I thought it was a collective duty for women to have children.
Oh
It's-
my God.
But it's
this
a collective
guy.
duty for
Oh,
men
my
to go.
Lord.
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah.
a
Well,
break.
then again, that sounds like privilege.
Yeah, in the same way that fire safety in your own house is a personal thing that you do, but if there's a fire in the neighborhood, it's the collective duty of the neighbors to get together and try and put it out, right? There's a different, something can
Do
be,
you go to jail if you don't do that?
yeah. I agree with you. The compulsion element is different, but not everything is exactly the same.
I'm not even asking. Like, I agree with you. Getting
This
drafted
guy.
and having babies is different. We can agree with that,
Yeah,
right?
both important though, right? For
Both
society.
important. But the idea here that we are talking about, which should be equal, is the idea of duty. If we're talking about the compellence of you, if your country drafted you, even if you're in terrible shape, and they told
All right. Okay. Who here is a veteran? I'm gonna drag them on. Why not? Hold on. Is there anybody in weight room lobby? Okay. If you're an actual combat veteran, a combat veteran specifically, okay, come on to the weight room lobby. Okay, I'd love to get your take
told
on
you,
this
look, we're in a
motherfucker.
collective war effort and we need you.
Oh,
And you're going to
man.
come in here and just cook food because our soldiers need food, right? Are you going to go do it?
And there's nothing wrong with that. Wait, hold on. You say that as if there's like an issue with that. There's not an issue with that. Yeah.
I'd do it voluntarily, to be honest, but yeah.
You would do it.
Me too. Me fucking too. Okay. If we ever get into a war, I would love to cook food for the soldiers, especially if it's justified. If it's justified, I would love to cook food for the soldiers. Yeah, of course. Right? I'm a patriotic motherfucker. Of course. I'm a patriot to the United States. And do you know what's the number one thing about loving your country is acknowledging its flaws, okay? You cannot truly love a place until you acknowledge what flaws they have, all right? You have to love it for its flaws, okay? You cannot fully appreciate unless there are flaws that you can whatever. Yeah.
I wouldn't
Okay.
be very useful, but yeah.
Now,
Terrible cook, terrible
now
soldier.
you're compelled to do that,
Right.
and part of your duty and honor is that you have to go do it.
Sure.
I agree with this, okay? But if we have a compelling duty that men have an ontological function, only men can do this, therefore they should, why is that duty not applied the other way? That to me is inconsistent, and it's a hole in the worldview. It makes no sense to me.
I agree with you, it's inconsistent, but that's because the acts are not equivalent. Like, not everything is the same. I think in order for the defense of the realm, so to speak, you'll have to compel all the men to fight in certain very
And where
rare
do those men come
circumstances.
from?
Women, right.
So then one duty's being fulfilled.
No, I'm all with you in terms of we need a higher birth rate. I just don't think
This is such a waste of time, man. Like, it's just, oh my god.
duty is
Give
the
me a
way to
break.
get there. Anyway,
Wait, couldn't you just, I'll just wrap with
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
So,
it's
okay,
just-
but
it's
couldn't
a time
you,
thing.
when you say duty,
yeah.
It's the poop.
can't you
poop kind.
instill the ideas of duty and honor even absent legislation, through propaganda, things like that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Those are the routes that I would be more apt to move towards.
Well,
Andrew Wilson talking about honor, that's like Hitler talking about the Jews, okay? That's the only apt analogy I can think of.
yeah, to be honest with you, man, this is the thing is like, actually, a lot of this discourse, I think, is misguided because the vast majority of women actually do want to have kids, but there are circumstances in their life which make them less likely to do so.
I agree.
And so if I mean, you made this point yourself, there are countries, they're not having as many results as people would like to think, unfortunately, places like Hungary. But I think the way to get people to have more kids is to get obstacles out of their way, not to compel them through the draft system. Like, here's your ticket, have 2 kids. You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to work, but it seems we agree on that. Anyway, Andrew, it's been great having you on.
You too, guys. I really appreciate it.
Wait, you could have pinned him on that, man. I wish the debate could have lasted a little bit longer because that, like again, it makes no sense that you want to raise like childbirth rates by what, like the fucking. By the way, okay, the only way, like according to Andrew Wilson's framework, and I'm not sure if he'll ever say this, okay, but I'll say it. All right, he won't ever say this, and this is like a very hard bullet to bite on. Okay, if he believes in things from a fundamentalist Christian nationalist standpoint, then he has to concede. He has to concede that like you have to force women to give birth. Like there has to be forceful impregnation, like state mandated forceful impregnation. I'm pretty sure he would support that. But I just don't have the evidence. I'm pretty sure he would support that, but I just don't have the evidence. I'm pretty damn sure he would support state mandated woman impregnation, right? Which is state mandated SA essentially, but. All right, guys. Okay, that's me. Okay, like I'm like.
Combo.
Going into this year.
Oh my god. Okay, all right, moving on. His wife is even, yeah, because wife is essentially like an Uncle Tom for women. Yeah, you can love Japan without knowing its flaws. That's what Think Before You Sleep taught me. True. He's such a king, man.